Hi, welcome to the Retirement Railroad Matinee Modeling Tip of the Day. I'm Steve, and today we're going to look at how I have coped with different movable joints to the layout because of walkways. Okay, as an example, we've done a lot of work lately here at the lift out section, and if we take a look at that, there you go. You can see on the far left the join there where there are a pair of tracks up top and a single track crossing the gap on the bottom. Then you see a series of 6-7 tracks on the right hand side that have to join up and marry up to look good. All right, which is always not only look good, but also have to function where the trains can get across them without derailing. All right, so those are typical types of challenges. Let's take a look at some more, because I've got 4 of these situations here. We've got the swing bridge on a swing bridge, okay, and that swings around to allow access out the back door. Well, in addition to that, we also have the lift up or the tilt up bridge for the back pair of tracks, all right, to get through the back door. But today's discussion is something a little bit different, because it's not only dealing with tracks and getting them to marry up properly, but we've got another opportunity. All right, and that's this lift out section right here, or not lift out, drop down section. Okay, and not only do we have to get a series of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different tracks, I believe it is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12 tracks, excuse me, 12 tracks to marry up. Now we also have a seam running through a structure. All right, so let's take a look at that. All right, I recently completed, or I thought I completed, this expansion to the icing platforms that spans across that join between the drop-down section and the Aurora Eola yard. Okay, and everything marries up fine, works okay. As you can see it there, the challenge here was, because it drops down in an arc, the gaps have to, if you follow my little pointer there, the gap here at where the base is, then it tilts back about a ½ an inch to the gap in the platform, and then about a ½ an inch further to a gap in the roof. All right, and as you saw in the previous picture, all right, it does, or pictures, it does swing down. Now, in this picture, if you look on that section right here above the point, above the bamboo uncoupling tool, all right, you'll see a little band of black. All right, what that is some black construction paper, because my good friend John Linton and I were talking last night, and he noticed in my nighttime shots that I had light bleed coming through the roof in 3 spots. Okay? And the 2 on the right were from the old section, the old platforms, to the beginning of the new platforms. Those are easily corrected, because I can just use some modeling putty and like I've done in 2 other places that you can't even tell, and fill those in, and you'll never see them. Okay? You'll notice the change in the style, but you'll never see the actual gap like you'll see in the night light. So stay tuned. I'll show you these, the night view of these, and what John was harassing me about. Okay, so now we have the night shots, and you can see the 3 gaps All right. The two where the old platforms start into the new platforms, and then where the pivot point or drop down section meets there. And so John was trying to give me an idea of what to do, like putting black construction paper over that drop down gap where it's glued on the left side but overhanging the right side so you don't see that. And that's fine and dandy, except it would stick out like a sore thumb, like I showed you in the previous. Now, that said, this kit did come with some strips of black cardstock or cardboard paper or construction paper. And if I take those strips and I divide, they were long strips to go down the length of the roof. If I take those and cut them in strips to wrap over the top, like you saw in the previous picture, and did that across the whole of the new sections, it'd be far less noticeable. Yes, there'd be a difference between the old platforms and the new platforms, and there already is, because the newer ones are wider. That's just an expansion over time. Okay? At least that's the way I'm going to justify it. So, stay tuned. And we will modify these to get rid of the light bleed through these joints. Stay tuned. All right, so I've taken my scale and I've measured the distance up and across the roof, and it's 14 feet. All right, so these strips that came with to go lengthwise on that roof, we're going to cut in 14-foot strips and then fold them in half. All right. And when I say 14 foot, that's 14 scale feet. All right. And, simple to do. And I'm not real worried about it being precise, and the reason behind that is it's an old icing platform nearing the end of its useful life by 1965. As a matter of fact, the last CB&Q icing platform stopped being used at that point in time. 65 or 66, something like that. Okay, so I've gone ahead and finished layering it with some airbrush paints. Over the original black construction paper, I put a good coat of Armor Brown, and over that, a very light, almost spotty looking olive drab. And then to top it off, a misting, and I know it looks like it's on thick, but it's really not, it's just the lighting, a misting of blue-gray over it. So that gives you an idea of what it looks like. Zoom out a little bit, and there you go. Now, and then I blended it all into the older icing platforms that have a thinner roof to them, but the colors all match up really well, I think. So stay tuned, we'll take a look at it at nighttime. So there we have it with the lights on, and it turned out really well. And, look at it from the overhead. And there is no light bleed at the joint here anymore, or even back here where the new platforms meet the old. So there you go, another successful little project. So there you have it. All right, we've finished off the icing house and platforms, and now we can move into ballasting and scenicking that drop-down section. So, you know, I gotta thank or curse my good buddy John Linton. I showed him pictures of it last night, and he said, "Well, what are you gonna do about the light bleed in the gap?" So we discussed some options, and I told him it is what it is, basically. Well, it bothered me all night and into the morning, so damn if I didn't have to go in and fix it. Thanks, John. Anyway, I want to thank y'all for joining me here at the Retirement Railroad Matinee Modeling Tip of the Day. I'm Steve, and y'all have a great day. Bye now.